This is directly after my morning coffee, which is the perfect frame of mind that you need to be in to review a movie like Trolls World Tour. I have a lot of catching up to do, as I said in yesterday's Brad Tries video on the Trolls cereal, the Trolls Oreos. I got to catch up on this movie. I Still Believe. I haven't seen Bloodshot yet, so hey, might as well start with Trolls World Tour. Largely because I was originally supposed to be watching this movie called Cry Havoc with a Charles Bronson impersonator who I think goes against Jason Voorhees or something like that, but the connection didn't work, so I went to Trolls World Tour instead, which is quite an uphill battle because that is a wild genre of movies to switch to when you're already kind of in one frame of mind to watch another one. Now, when I said yesterday in the Brad Tries videos that from what it looks like this kind of movie is to what the first one was, or that second Lego movie, it's like if you just went ahead and gave a kid a bottle filled with very, very, very caffeinated coffee, maybe strained it through some cotton candy, used Peeps flavored creamer in there, lots of sugar, of course, lots of cream, lots of sugar, and for the hell of it, maybe just had a few Peeps just floating around in the thing. Give them that, have them chug it, dump a bunch of toys on them, they start playing with it. You probably get something like the Trolls movies, the second Lego movie, or that last My Little Pony movie that was out. Now, I said that having not yet seen the second Trolls movie, well, at least this Troll 2. I've seen the other Troll 2. Now, is that really kind of what this particular movie was when I went ahead and watched it? Yeah, but here's what the surprising thing about the movie is how much there were a lot of aspects of it that I did get caught up in. In Trolls World Tour, the plot of it has to do with the queen who finds out that there are other kinds of trolls elsewhere, other troll lands, and each of these troll lands, villages, whatever, each represent different genres of music. So the one that our main characters are in is like pop music. There's a land of country western music. There's rock and roll. There's yodeling. There's all kinds of different roles. Think of it like Trolls music genre version of all the lands with different holidays, like like in Nightmare Before Christmas. So the message of the movie is what I liked, because you have the villains of the movie that are the hard rockers, the metalheads, who these trolls are trying to take over the other lands to make everything the same genre, to make everything rock and roll. But it doesn't just pick on this particular group or this or this genre or anything like that, because it's not, because it's one of those movies where our heroes have the same flaws that the villains of the movie do, whereas they want to turn everything into the rock and roll genre. Our heroes are doing the same thing with pop, but the attitude is different. What I like is that both groups here, both sets of trolls, do kind of think of themselves as the heroes in this situation. So our two leads, Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake, they've never even heard of any other genre of music other than the pop music they sing. So when they go to the country western area and they're singing a much different kind of song, the country western trolls are, and they're getting very emotional and very, very sad, our heroes look at that like it's a bad thing and they want to teach them pop in order to get happy. So each side is doing things that they each have to learn lessons from and learn more about each other, other types of music, other genres, other tastes, other cultures. So that's really what it is. It's a movie about it's a movie that is about music snobbery and music cynicism, and about how, hey man, you can listen to your punk rock. I can listen to my disco. It's cool. It's cool. We have all of these, different types of music, different genres. We each like different things, and that's, this type of music will speak to this person, whereas this type speaks to another. And it doesn't. It really is just about the love of music, the love of how it inspires these characters, how it can inspire individual people and make them unique. It's not going against any genre of music or anything like that. Like, you have rock versus pop in the movie, but they're both wildly popular genres of music, so I see why those are the two lead. But it's not coming down against rock music. It's not coming down against pop music. It really just plays towards the critiques people might have towards pop and the attitudes of music snobbery from some other genres. It does play with a lot of that, and it has fun with it. It does have a good message, and it is trying to be relatively deep towards what it's saying about music critique, music cynicism, things like that. Now, that's what I liked about the movie. I did, and I came away with it thinking, yeah, kids might grow an appreciation of not just music here, but certainly different kinds, different genres. But it is still like, if you just had this kid who was a walking, talking piece of cotton candy, who was just darting spastically around the house, talking rapidly a mile a minute, bouncing off the walls like the Tasmanian devil. It's like if you had that, and that talking piece of cotton candy made several good points, or at least was trying to be relatively deep or something like that. He might say that, but you'd still sit there and go like, yeah, okay, you made a good point right there, but you still need to sit your ass down and take a freaking nap. This is, it would be hard to even describe the first 20 minutes of this movie, because it's, it's so caffeine-induced ADD riddled madness, where I'm looking at going, okay, well, there's this kind of rave concert going on. Then these spiders are coming down. Looks like there's some sort of like 2D paper cutout things that are flying at me towards the screen. I think that's a tiger. Why is his face in the middle of this like kaleidoscope looking thing? Oh, now that worm guy is talking. This troll gave birth to another troll who is instantly like this rap star right now. Oh my God. It's one of those movies that you feel like you need to hire a babysitter for, so you can kind of just get some sleep. It was one of those films that when it ended, it was like the kids finally got put to bed, and I can take like a 3-hour nap before the movie Trolls World Tour wakes up again and starts pounding around a bunch of dishes around around our place. And the characters aren't, what it does well with some characters in it is that it doesn't fall into the animated movie sequel trap, where for no reason some of these other side characters were popular in the first movie, so we need to give them their own plot in this, because even if it doesn't have anything to do with anything. Now, it does kind of start out that way with one character who's like going on this journey to find out what land he comes from. It starts out like it's kind of going in that direction, where we're cutting back to him, and I was thinking, okay, it seems to kind of be falling in this kids movie sequel trap a little. But it makes up for that, because that character not only factors into the story of the main characters, but the larger story of this land as well. Where he ends up is very important to where the main story is going, and where our leads are ending up in the story. So I like that it didn't necessarily fall into that trap. The characters aren't particularly memorable in this. The Anna Kendrick character is certainly serviceable to the plot, but Justin Timberlake's Branch, my God, In the first one, I just thought he was miscast as this curmudgeon, lonely troll. I just thought his voice didn't fit that character. In this character is just a whiny, wet blanket, always complaining, catchphrase throwing, just nuisance. I couldn't get behind this character, and it was weird watching it in that. So he is in love with the queen in the film and wants to tell her about his feelings through the whole thing, but there's never a point where the two of them have any kind of chemistry. And when the Sam Rockwell character comes in, this cool kind of, country western singing cowboy, and Branch is sitting there like always giving like evil looks to them when he's talking to Anna Kendrick and following along with them closely, watching them with binoculars and things like that. I'm watching it going like, I feel like I'm watching a Trolls version of any scene with Howard, Gary Sinise, and Molly Ringwald from The Stand. But at least that movie had the common courtesy of having Howard blowing up shit towards the end of it. Unfortunately, there is stuff that blows up in this movie, but Branch doesn't do any of it. That would have been quite a turn. That would have been actually quite a welcome turn. I would have enjoyed that, but no, that didn't really happen, and I really didn't care much for that character. I'll leave it with this. I was thinking about another thing when I was watching it, which is how each land has their own magical guitar string, and the villains are trying to get each of these guitar strings because you have all the magical guitar strings and everything. It's a one-way ticket to world domination. So when they have that's why they want all the guitar strings. I was watching it going, if you switched out the magical strings and replace them with separate musical instruments, this is kind of like the 1978 Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band movie. And I enjoy any comparison to that film. And so I was liking that, but I prefer that movie. I prefer the Sgt. Pepper movie because I liked a coked out musical a lot better than I like a ecstasy fueled musical, which is what Trolls World Tour is. But parents out there, you got kids who are going to be obsessed with this movie, and you're stuck in the house with them. The movie's okay, but it might make the quarantine feel a little bit longer. So shoot us a subscription over at youtube.com/Stone Gremlin Productions. Follow us on Twitter at the Cinema Snob. Also check out yesterday's Brad Tries video, in which we tried out the Trolls World Tour cereal and also some Oreo cookies. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you later.